What's up guys and girls? Say farewell to our nuttiness because today we're talking creatine and why you should be using it. But seriously though, before we start guys, please try to dissociate the negative things that people say about creatine. Usually it's those who are quite uneducated, but there are perfectly safe ways to use creatine, and it is an incredible product to be using, especially when you're training and you're exercising and looking to build muscle mass. So what does creatine actually do and what is it? Well, creatine is an amino acid that is formed in the body and it's used to create energy. This occurs in the mitochondria of the cell and it creates this thing called ATP. Now ATP is this immediate burst of energy, creates movement, creates strength, and it creates a power output. But it doesn't last very long. So it is very much suited to anaerobic exertion within the body. So there's short, sharp movements, exactly like hypertrophy and resistance training. So because our creatine and ATP stores are used up so rapidly, it's really important that we get in a consistent source of creatine throughout our day, which is then going to maximize our energy, our strength output, as well as our power output, which leads to greater tear, which leads to greater growth. So creatine also supports muscle mass as well as cell volumization, but it also helps with the secretion of growth hormone like IGF-1 and can also help limit the amount of myostatin being produced by the body, which is our body's natural limiter to actual muscular growth. Because we are growing more muscle, it then leads to greater fat metabolization, which helps to keep us lean as well as toned. So apart from benefits to your skeletal muscle, creatine has a range of additional benefits to your body, including improvements in brain and cognitive function. It can assist with the treatment of Parkinson's and diabetes, as well as therapeutic benefits, and can assist with the regulation of blood sugar. It can also help contribute to the improvement of a process known as methylation within the body. And methylation is quite a broad concept and process, so I won't go into it too much right now, but it's basically the maintenance and development of all the bodily processes together. So make sure you look into that. When it comes to creatine, guys and girls, there are a few varieties actually available to you. Most commonly, you'll see creatine monohydrate, you'll see something called creatine ethyl ester, as well as tricreatine malate. Each of them have their pros and cons. Some are a lot more expensive or a lot cheaper than the others. Some have more sides and some aren't absorbed as efficiently as the others. But my go-to is 100% micronized creatine, like this one here by EHP Labs. And the reason I go with the micronized is because it's 100% bioavailable. There's no fillers, there's no sugars, there's no stims, there's no crap in it. It's just pure straight creatine and it's absorbed extremely efficiently. I don't have to worry about side effects or my body wasting through any of it. So when it comes to dosage, guys and girls, this is where creatine gets a little bit more complicated. First off, I certainly recommend cycling in creatine. So usually 4 weeks on and then 2 weeks off. And in that first week, it's considered a load week. And I'm probably gonna recommend about 20 grams of creatine per day. So usually I go 4 5-gram serves, and that's 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams pre, 5 grams post, and 5 grams in the evening. And then in weeks 2, 3, and 4 of that cycle, I drop it down to about a 2.5 or a 3 gram serve. All right, and the reason that we do this is because creatine actually has to pass through the kidneys, and that can sometimes cause a bit of distress on the body, and that's why having that 2 weeks off after the cycle gives our body that chance to recover and recuperate. Just as a note, guys and girls, please be sure to maximize your water intake when you're on a creatine cycle, just to assist with that flow and that flushing process. One of the things that people tend to associate negatively with creatine is the idea of water retention, and that will just contribute to a bit of extra softness feeling around the arms as well as the midsection. But be mindful that that will go once you stop using the creatine. It'll only take a few days even. But as well, if you're using a high grade or high quality creatine, usually a tad more expensive, you're not gonna get that. So wrapping up guys, creatine is most certainly one of my recommended go-tos when it comes to supplementing. It does assist with your energy, it assists with your metabolization, muscle growth, nitric oxide production. It's so easy to take. It's pretty much tasteless, but you can have it with juice, you can have it with water, you can have it with your amino acids in your pre-workout and your post-workout, doesn't matter. My go-to is most certainly the Create by EHP Labs, which again is the micronized, so absorbed extremely efficiently and relatively cheap. And most certainly you must be cycling your creatine. So again, 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and make sure you have that loading phase. When it comes to everything else, guys, if you've got any recommendations or things that you want to see further in my videos, please be sure to hit me up below in the comments or on my socials. Please also be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Much love.